Another vacant apartment to work on it. May get no work order, so this ain't too bad. Screw you. Kind of trashed that carpet a little bit. That's pretty dirty, but it's all right. What we're gonna do is I want to see if this fan's any good. I got the power on, so let's see if it we got any juice. Get the stupid stick out on it. Yep, it's got power. She's locked up. So, it's locked up. It's an old freaking, the ceiling is kind of buckled down. It's got a bolt to it. Because right there is the, ooh, that's pretty bad, bro. That's pretty bad. So, on this one, this ceiling is down. It's bowed really bad. See that? It's actually pulled away from the 2x4 by, because the fan is mounted to the 2x4, 2x6. It's down 2 inches. So, I got my cabinet jacks, and I'm gonna go get my cabinet jacks and see if I can't push this ceiling up and re-secure it. I already know I gotta mess with the ceiling because I gotta put a new vent in. So let's go do it. Here's another thing I'm gonna have to do while we're here. So I have to take this door trim off and close this gap. Here's, I can almost stick my finger in there. And when you're in the hallway, you can see in here. So you can see how the gap is. It gets real wide. But the problem is that's a steel frame. So I take trim off both sides of the door and pull the nails out, because that's how they said it. I've already done this once before in this building. I had to take the nails out, move the frame out, put it back in, put it back together. So, something to do today. Yeah, alright, so I got my jack bar. And you guys probably won't be able to see this. Let's see if you can see it. Just barely. Dude, that's up 2 inches. Well, I know the truss is right there, so we'll get some screws in that real quick. So on these, you got a little door here. I'm gonna try to lighten this up a little bit. Just take your screws out. And then this motor comes out. Ew, that's old. Old. That's old. And that opens it up where you can, this style here, this is old stuff, man. The boxes, you know, like the new stuff, you can actually take out the box and then it's just a metal, or the housing, and then it's just a metal box, right? Not on these old ones, man. You can't do that. Old. So I know there's a screw right here for the ground, and then I've already got the power killed on it. I take this loose, disconnected power wise. Let's see what else we got here. Before I get too crazy, we get a glove on. Okay, so I know it's anchored this way. So I have to get my pry bar and pry it out Because you can see how bad that was down. You know. And then the vent is connected right here. So it'll have to come out off there and then pull down. So hopefully we don't bust up the ceiling too bad. So this may go good, this may go bad. I hate doing these, man. I hate doing these. Might have to end up having to foam, so hoe is the foam. Take a pry bar first. So we can get, because I know it's screwed to the stud, or nailed to the stud. Let's get this out of the way here. Get the bar pried back a little bit. Let's see if we can. That's gonna be fun. Take a saw, run it up in there. Cool, got that nail. Got that nail. All right. So, always want more safety glasses on this. Maybe got it out. There it goes. Real good. He does that with messing the drywall up. Okay, so the stud's back, or the nailer's back a little farther. I can barely see it. There it is. I hate that old insulation. That's that old paper junk. So, I'm trying to do this without busting that drywall up. There we go. Whew. Nasty. So there's my vent. It's just a piece of junk. It's probably not even hooked up. Yeah, it is. Ooh, let it snow, bro. Let it snow. That's some shit you don't want to breathe. Let's see how that's, I can't even see it, man. It looks like it's got a screw. Yep, flathead screw. Let me get a screwdriver real quick. That's one of them antique ones. Little bitty thing. What? That's good. Drill driver just died. Alright, maybe get nasty with it. Get the big boy out on it. This is a 30-minute video. How to remove a vent. What a pain in the rear. That's one of them 1/4 inch, you're going to hell screws. Don't breathe that stuff, man. I wish I had my air mask. I hate that stuff. It's nasty. Okay, so now my power cord's gonna be in the way. Do not breathe that stuff. Yeah. Wish I had my shop back over here. suck all that stuff up. Let me get a light. I can't see what I'm doing. This stuff will make your nose water in a minute. Flathead. Got a little flathead in there. I'm needing to get a new one of these. It's got one of those wire keepers on it. Take that off so that, or take it loose so I can get the wire out. Don't fight me. I win, bro. Trust me, I win. Just like me and Jesus, I win. There we go. Got it out there. Come on, drop down. That's fine. Got the wire snipper off, and not the wire. Alright, so let's see if I can pull this down and out of there without busting this drywall up too bad. There we go. Let's still get that wire on the back. Alright. Cool. Shoo! Winner, 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 chicken dinner. Now, see, that's why the ceiling's all jacked up. Because the vent's not even hooked up. It's just blowing moisture up in the ceiling. That's why it's all messed up in there. I don't feel anything. This should have been a vent. There's nothing up there. There's no vent, bro. And there's really nothing I can do, man. There's no hose. I just saw that. Boos. There is a vent. That's bogus, bro. There is a vent, a roof vent, but there's no way to connect it. I'll bring it over here to show you real quick. Seeing what you see there is the PVC going through this roof, because that plywood is the actual roof. So that PVC is just stuck through the roof. It's not hooked up to anything. There's no venting for that. So what I'll have to do is, for the new vent, is I will have to get a piece of flex tube and stick it up in that hole and connect it to the new vent so that it vents out of this cubby hole. Because if I vent it up there just like they did, it's just going to get worse, because this is a brand new vent fan. So that's what we'll have to do, bro. This is the new vent. You can see how the difference in size is, but that's all right because I can foam it all in. This gives me plenty of room for pushing it up to mount to the 2x4, and to be able to get in there to stick a hose up in the roof. We'll have to go get a piece of vent. I don't have any small flex. I don't have any small flex for this. Anything that small. But the good thing is that the nail flange is the same. The power is the same. So all I gotta do is get I think it's a 3-inch. Ooh, what a mess. I have to bring the shop back up here now. That's what I hate about this third story. Gotta take everything upstairs and everything back downstairs. But at least this way I can see that there is a joist. There is a joist right here. It just doesn't go all the way over, you know. You can see how bad that's. See how the ceiling is. That's a 1-inch drop. So, anyways, let's go. All right, so went and picked me up a piece of that flex hose. This is just 3 inches, all it is, nothing major. No big deal. So I can just stick this up inside that hose. And then I put a clamp on it. I didn't do no stupid tape, just put a clamp on it. And then your wire connection just pops out. It's got like little fingers on it to hold it in place. So we'll be able to pull the wire in through the hole. My connector is just a pop in. It makes it easy. You just push it in the hole, basically. That's all you do. You gotta be real careful with this stuff, man, because it's extremely sharp metal. So let me just pop it in place. There you go. Just pop it in place, and then this way I'll be able to get it up in there and make my wire connections and get that out of my way. Go ahead and open this up real quick. I got plenty of room. Man, this room's a mess. It happens, bro. I'll just open these wires up real quick. That way I can get it in there. Okay, so normally you would have like no drywall, right? So you just put it up there and put your screws in, hang it on the rafter or a truss, whatever, and then you drywall around it. Well, we can't do that here. So what you want to do is stick it up in the hole, okay? And then the truss is over here. You just run some drywall screws. In my case, I got 2 metals, which will work fine. I got 2 metal screws, and I'll just run it right through there and catch that joist. Yeah, that ain't good. There it is. Okay. So we get to playing with this real quick. You might be able to see a little bit better up here. So on this, like I said, that vent, that's a 3-inch vent. I need to move it further out where I can get to it. With this, I can stick it up in there. Well, maybe. So I don't have a lot of room to work with on this wire. Not at all. So let's go ahead and get this wire shoved in the hole first. That way this box will hang from it. Let me just fish that in now. Fish it in there. I need to get a little bit of that covering on there, so that's pretty good. Where's the screws? Oh, it's got to be in a place where you can't get to it. No, wrong way. Okay. One side. What a pain in the birdie. Okay, I got the other side. Get it. I don't want to pinch the wire. Pretty good. Okay, so now my wire is in there. Flip it around. Hopefully. There we go. Now push it up in the hole. There we go. Now we'll get this piece of tubing. Man, I hate that stuff. Get this piece of tubing shoved up inside this hole. Okay. I need a little less. As long as I can get it in there, man, I'll be happy. Get my pro bar, my little pry bar. I need some light. Boop, boop, doop. I know you guys can't see this, man. I wish I could show you, but there's just nowhere to put the camera. Bear with me here, bro. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm matching that tubing, getting it up in that groove. There we go. It went in the hole, you know what I'm saying? It's inside the pipe, so as long as it's there, we'll be all right. Now, Klein tool to the rescue. Told you, man, that tool is cool. Got a little hook. Anyways, so now we can mount this to the truss. Couple screws in there. Get this old junk out of the way. Where's my tools? Put that in my pocket so I don't lose it. Okay, so turn around here. Alright, so now I'm going to take a couple metal screws. See if I can get that. Whoops. Whoop, whoop. Get my magnetic. So what, well, I keep your mouth shut with this stuff. So what you, whew, nasty. What you want to do is bring it down. You don't want it past the ceiling or past the drywall. Yeah, that could be one reason why it's sitting crooked. That wire is a hair bit in the problem. There we go. A little bit better. Now remember your cover has those little fingers, so you've got all kinds of room to work with. I would rather have this up where it's supposed to be than it hanging too low. So let's get a screw in it. Okay, one in. What's the other one? That's in my pocket. What did you do with it? There it is. Okay. Now it's pretty level-ish. Whoops. This stuff will burn your nose, bruh. Okay, now the box is in. Okay, now you got to hook up the wire connection, which is this little guy right here. Hook up your 3 connections. I always like to do ground first. It don't really matter. Why not? Okay, just smash your wires back in there, and then your little wire box just snaps back into place. Got little grooves, and just pop it, okay. Now, I'll try to bend it up a little bit. I wish it was a little cooler like that. Okay, so now you gotta put the motor in, which is this finagler thing, and it only goes in one way. One side's got 2 fingers, one side's got 1. Just catch it on the 2 side, and then you push it up on the other side. That's it. Hook your wire up. So just make sure this thing works. Like a charm. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna foam in all the way around. Get that caulk off there. And we'll go from there. Cool beans. Let's get the foam in that hole, bro. The foam gun. Clear the tip. What I really like about this foam gun. It'll fill any hole. Okay. Now, let's get the... And I'm going to push this up and get a little bit behind this. Because it has little gaps in there. Whoops. Right on the toilet. You hold it at too sharp of an angle when it's low, it'll just spit air out. There we go. Cool beans, man. Now we're all nice and tight. Now the cover will cover the majority of this. Let me go get the cover and double check and make sure exactly how much it's going to cover. Okay, so it will, some of this foam will probably show up. So I'm going to go ahead and hit it just a little bit more. That way I can get the foam down past the drywall. And then tomorrow I can cut that off and I can mud over top of that or the foam. That way it'll give me something to fill in. Plus it's a little ragged around the edges anyways. What I love about this foam gun, man, you can control how much you put out. You can't do that with one of those cheap can of foam. Okay, that'll look pretty. I'll put a little there anyways. Not necessary, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Like I said, this is just sort of tomorrow, so I can put some drywall on this. I can just around the it'll look fine. So now I want to jack this up and see if I can get some screws in there, and then I'll put some drywall screws in here. I'm gonna just you know, put a whole bunch of drywall screws in there. That'll pull it up nice and tight. Cool beans. Cool beans, bro. Looks good. Looks good. I got this mess all cleaned up. See, that's the cool thing about that foam. Don't ever try to wipe that off. Even if you get it on carpet, let that dry. Because when that dries, it only takes a couple hours for it to dry. You can just pop it right off. I'm a little fat today. Anyways. I'm not gonna bore you with this. I'm gonna put this on time lapse. Enjoy.
You're it's said and done, it's okay, baby, nothing really lasts forever.
It all secured up. You know, all these little nail holes. It'd be real easy to do patch on it. We'll just cut that foam off tomorrow, put a little bit of mud on there, and make it look good. But these little holes here, I can actually just take a dab of caulk and tap it and pull off, and it'll leave a little squeegee mark, kind of like that drywall. The old stomping texture, but it should be all right. Get this bar down out of the way.